Now that we've recorded the files we need to create our nested family for this class, we can go ahead and open those families and prepare them for nesting. So again, we're at the open window for Revit 2015. And I'm going to go ahead and open my files the same as before: Imperial Library, Doors, Single Panel 1. Open the file. And the way that we're going to prepare these files is to simply remove all of the information that we don't need. Often the best way to create a new family in Revit is to take an old one and make some edits and then put everything back together the way you want them to be. So for us, for our purposes, we only want the door panels because we're going to eventually combine all of the door panels, aka nest, them into one door family. So let's go ahead and select everything here. Zoom back out. I'm going to use my filter, and I want everything except the panel selected because what I want to select are the things that I want to delete. And just to make sure that we got everything out of the file, I'm just going to look at it at an angle, little axon action, and yes, the only thing there is the panel. Another way that we can do a double check, of course, is to go ahead and select everything again. And when I go to filter, you see that only panel objects are in the file. So now this file is all ready, and we can go ahead and do the same thing with single panel 2 and single panel 3. Now remember, we got this from the Imperial Library that comes standard with Revit, so we want to save this somewhere else outside of the library with a different name. So let's go to Save As, Family, of course, and I'm going to place mine in a folder that I've already created on my desktop, NF for Nested Family, and I'm going to call this one Panel 1. Okay, so now I'm going to pause and give you the chance to do the same thing for panels 2 and panels 3. So by now you should have your 3 panel files created. As you can see, this is my panel 3 file. If I Control Tab, I'll get back to my panel 2 file, and Control Tab again, I'll get into my panel 1 file. So somewhere on your machine, wherever you chose to save them, you should have 3 families that consist of just the door panel. Panel 1, Panel 2, and Panel 3. Now we can prep the file that we're going to nest them into. Remember that single panel 1 file that we worked with earlier. Let's go back to that file and open it up. So you should have it available in your recent documents. And let's go down to single panel 1. Okay, and what we're going to do is do the opposite in this file. Before, we got rid of all of the casework, aka the frame, and all the line work associated with it. But in this case, we're going to get rid of the panel. So let's go through the same process. Select everything, use our filter, and in this case, the panel is considered a door. So we're going to leave that one there because that's what we want to delete. Deselect everything else, delete the door, and now we're ready to start our nesting process. which we'll do in the following tutorial.